A hard-boiled egg will always have a strange little dent on the bottom when it's peeled. This is caused by a natural air pocket that resides between the white and the shell. When heated, the air expands and escapes through the shell's pores, but not before the egg sets, so the larger end of the egg ends up being flat. If you poke a small hole in the big end of the egg, it lets the air inside escape, giving your egg a much smoother and rounder shape. It may also help with removing the shell after as well. Cucumbers are made up of 96% water. Watermelons are only 92%. The Caesar salad isn't totally Italian, it's half Mexican. Italian restaurateur chef Cesar Cardini was hosting an event in his Mexican restaurant when he started running out of food. He used what he had available in the kitchen to please his guests, creating the iconic salad that's still loved today. Raspberries, cherries, apricots, plums, pears, apples, quinces, peaches, strawberries, and blackberries are all part of the rose family. Carrots weren't always orange. They used to come in a variety of flavors, mainly purple. Years of cross-pollination led to the orange color we see today. You can still find the strangely colored varieties today if you look hard enough. Saffron is, weight for weight, more expensive than gold. It's so expensive because it has to be picked by hand and only flowers for a week or two every year. Some people have a fear of cooking. This is called magiricophobia, and it's shockingly common. I don't get it. What could happen? You trip and fall into the pot? Apples are 25% air. That's why they float in water. You wouldn't be able to go bobbing for apples otherwise. Bobbing for French fries is not a good idea. Cacao trees, the ones used to make chocolate, are pollinated by chocolate midge flies. The insects are tiny, allowing them to fit inside the plant's small flowers that the bees can't reach. A lot of artificial vanilla contains castoreum. Where it comes from might surprise you. It's from a gland in a beaver's behind that produces that delightful smell. Okay, it begs the question, who first figured that one out? And what were they doing? Oh, never mind. White chocolate isn't really chocolate at all. It's just a mixture of sugar, milk, vanilla, lecithin, and cocoa butter. The yellow, orange, and red peppers aren't different stages of the same vegetable. They're all individual plant varieties. Green peppers are just unripe red peppers. Pound cake isn't just a fancy name. The original recipe had 1 pound each of butter, eggs, sugar, and flour. Not that it was so good that you wanted to pound it down. You can stop your bathroom mirrors from fogging up with cucumber. If you rub a cucumber slice along the mirror, it will shield the mirror from the mist and provide a soothing spa-like fragrance. Those folks down at the FDA allows for tiny amounts of bug parts in everyday items like chocolate, coffee, pasta, and even fruit and vegetables. Extra protein and no extra charge. There is one fruit or vegetable that is almost impossible to find frozen, canned, processed, cooked, or in any other form but fresh. Let us guess. It's lettuce. Peanut butter is so rich in carbon, it can be turned into diamonds. All you need to do is extract oxygen from the peanut butter and put the carbon left under immense pressure. Like, you got a 20-page term paper due tomorrow that you haven't even started. Ooh, looky here, a diamond. Boeing tested out their Wi-Fi on their planes by using potatoes. Giant sacks of them were placed on seats to represent people. Their high water content and basic chemical makeup allow the potatoes to absorb and reflect the signals just like a human body would. Excuse me, Spud, I need to get to the aisle. Made from yeast extract, Vegemite and Marmite are basically just leftovers found at the bottom of barrels. The sticky brown paste has a very salty flavor and goes well with toast. That fire-in-the-mouth feeling you have when you eat something spicy isn't a physical reaction, it's a mental one. Spicy chilies contain the chemical capsaicin. They bind to our nerve endings and make us feel like something's happening when it isn't. A single banana is called a finger, while a bunch of bananas is called a ham. Slam 2 of them together repeatedly and you get applause. No, not really. Avocados aren't vegetables, they're actually a fruit and a berry. They don't ripen on the tree, so that's why they're often still hard and unripe in supermarkets. Oysters haven't always been the luxury food they are now. In the early 19th century, they were snacks for the working class and cheap pie fillings. Oyster pie. On average, the U.S. consumes about 700 million pounds of peanut butter every year. That's about 2 pounds eaten every year by the average person. Kept in the right conditions, honey is the only edible food that will never go bad. Its enzymes and antibacterial properties prevent the growth of anything harmful. Herbs and spices aren't the same things. Herbs are the fresh leaves of a plant, while spices are the dried parts of the plant, like roots, seeds, and stems. A packet of Wrigley's gum was the first product to ever have a barcode scanned in 1974. Eating celery burns more calories than the actual vegetable contains. Most of the wasabi you've tried is just colored horseradish with flavorings. The real wasabi is challenging to make and very expensive. Those stickers on our favorite fruits can actually be eaten. No need to freak out if you forgot to take it off. Lemons contain more sugar than strawberries. The waxy coating of a cucumber can also be used to erase pen writing if you're that desperate. Breakfast isn't the most important meal of the day. It was a marketing gimmick created in 1944 by General Foods to sell more cereal. Oh, fortune cookies aren't Chinese. They're actually American. They were created in Los Angeles around 1918. Here's today's $10 word. Arachibutyrophobia is the fear of getting peanut butter stuck on the roof of your mouth. Where's my $10? Cashews aren't nuts at all. They're seeds that hang from the end of the cashew apple, and there's only one seed per fruit. The cashew apple is yellow, orange, or red in color. It's got a sweet-sour taste to it that not many people have tried, and it contains a great deal of vitamin C. Rhubarb can grow up to 1 inch per day when forced. It grows so fast that you'll hear the stems cracking and rubbing against each other as it gets bigger. Now, astronauts can't just take anything into space with them. But John Young, the commander of America's first two-man space mission, Gemini 3, decided to sneak a corned beef sandwich up with him. Got him in trouble, though. They actually had a congressional inquiry about that. The mysterious Spam is short for spiced ham, created in 1937 as a cheaper meat product. Apples will give you more of an energy boost than drinking a cup of coffee. Its high carbohydrate, fiber, vitamins, and mineral content makes apples the perfect thing to get you through the day. Now, garlic smell is so strong, it can be rubbed into your foot and absorbed into your body so that you can taste it in your mouth shortly after. Garlic's stinky smell is caused by a chemical called allicin, which can reduce inflammation and is full of antioxidants. Cauliflower is in every supermarket, but there's more variety than just white. There are purple, orange, and even green varieties. The more color, the higher the antioxidants. To see if your eggs are still fresh, put them in a glass of cold water. If they're good to eat, they'll fall to the bottom. Throw them away if they're floating. Tonic water contains the chemical quinine, which, under the right light and dark conditions, makes tonic water glow. The smell of citrus can naturally make you much more alert. Eating some, or even leaving a bit of the rind beside you at work, can boost your mood and day. Figs are pollinated by wasps, not bees. The female wasp lays her eggs inside of the male fig to hatch as well. Unfortunately, they can also get stuck in one of the figs. Be careful when you take a bite. The margherita pizza has all the colors of the Italian flag. Basil for green, tomatoes for red, and mozzarella for white. It's also famously named after Queen Margherita after her visit to Naples. There's a special polymer coating in the cell walls of mushrooms that makes them nearly impossible to overcook. Strawberries aren't berries, but bananas are. Strawberries are also the only fruit with their seeds growing on the outside. Cheese is the most stolen food on the planet. Around 4% of all the cheese made in the world is stolen. There's even a black market for it. Maybe that's because cheese is so Gouda.